Today I am going to be doing something I haven't done before on the channel, because I haven't been doing it really much at all, and that is playing some Runescape. I unashamed love this game so much. It's just a really great RPG and MMO. And I particularly like its lore. I think it has some of the deepest and best game lore of any game. I might be doing some videos in the future going over some of the lore in that. But today I'm just going to be doing a video of me catching up with stuff, since I actually haven't been on in like a month because I've been busy. So I'm just gonna walk you through what I do to catch up after it's been a break. Well, first and foremost, the fact that my prayer and summoning are so low will bug me a lot if I don't fix that right away. But yeah, if you don't know, RuneScape is one of the earliest MMOs, and if you don't know what it is, just look it up. It's hard to miss it. I'm playing RS3, which is like the main RuneScape that's been like actively developed. There's a few other branches of the game, but I play RS3. I like a lot of the quality of life it brings, and because I really like the lore, it has more of it. So ignore the little break in my setup here, because I normally play not in full screen, but to get the right aspect ratio, I moved into full screen mode. I'm playing on a hardcore Iron Man account, which means I cannot trade with any players, and it's also permadeath. I love this game mode. I find it's a lot of fun. I'm pretty far on this character. I'm like a couple years of light play in. I have so far 99 Slayer, which was my first 99, so I have a nice fancy untrimmed Slayer cape, which I'm very proud of. I also have 99 Fishing, Mining, and Road Crafting. And I'm just kind of meandering. I'm not really focusing on anything right now. Although I do have the goal of getting a untrimmed quest cape, which requires me to complete every quest, but I'm a bit far away from that. So the first thing I'm going to do here is actually do my god statues for November. This is a distraction and diversion, which are kind of like little like mini games that you can do like at regular intervals that kind of provide breaks in training and some alternate training method, but you can't use as a main training method. So I'm going to... You can choose to gain either Slayer or Prayer experience from this, on top of Construction experience, but I'm going to be going with Prayer, because I've none Slayer, and Prayer money is a bit harder to come by when you can't trade with other players, and Prayer is very expensive. So, get that experience out of the way. If you're familiar with other RPGs but not RuneScape, you don't really have an overall level that you train like a lot of RPGs. And instead, you train individual skills, which does affect your like overall level, but like it calculates your combat ability, but that doesn't translate necessarily to that. Essentially what I'm doing here is that you have to figure out what the heights of all the scaffolding is, and eventually you'll get it right, and he'll make a statue, and I can pray in it and get some prayer XP. So I got some construction and prayer XP for that. I'm currently in Profinus, which is a pretty high-end city area that is a lot to unlock. So there's 5 statues in the world, and we're just gonna go and hit the other ones real quick, so get that done with. But yeah, no, it just... there's a lot of different ways. Like, one reason I like the lore is that it's very deep, as in there's a lot of different things you can do. This is Canifis. It's a city of werewolves in Mauritania. Yeah, I'll definitely do a more in-depth lore video at some point talking about RuneScape lore, because I am a giant nerd when it comes to that. Alright. It'll give you how much scaffolding you use total, and then the highest and lowest. And there's no limit on the number of guesses you get, so it's kind of more just nice and relaxing and speed. He will tell you if a row is right, though, so one thing you can do is know that even if he doesn't say, oh, this one is too high or too low, you know that it is at least wrong. You'll pray at the statue of Krill Tsuntarath, or however you pronounce that. Next we're going to go to Lumbridge, which is the classic like starting city, even though it isn't technically the starting city in RS3 anymore. It's like a nice low-level area. Although in RuneScape there isn't really like low-level areas that you go to, and like high-level areas. Like Lumbridge is still used for like a lot of like high-end stuff like that. There's reasons to go back to a lot of parts of the world. Oop, jumping around here. And the statue's just up here. Lots of goblins around. Lots of like early training places. I still gotta do the ham quests and around here. Oops, that was the wrong statue. I'm going to cancel. If you do the Slayer option, where you choose an option that's a god that doesn't fit the area, a guy will come attack you and you can kill him for prayer experience, but I don't actually have any weapons on me. The graphic settings went real low all of a sudden. I mean, it's understandable, my computer is not the best. You can get a new one eventually. It takes forever to edit and render videos. Second one's not high enough, so let's move this one down to 2. Actually, let's move down to 3. This one to 2. That one to 5. Nope, it doesn't like that. So you to 2, you to 5, and you to 3. There we go. These little mini logic puzzles. And we'll pray at the statue of Silyana, champion of Saradomin. I consider myself a Saradominist, the god of order. Well, he's a good guy. I could go on for a while about my love for Saradomin. Oh yeah, you can turn those loading screens off, but I don't mind them. I've kind of gotten used to them, and it just means other things load slowly around you if you don't have it. Actually, let's see if I can find that setting and see how it changes. Gameplay settings, general gameplay. Maybe it's in graphics. If I uncheck loading screens, what happens? I want to build a statue of Juna, one of the guardians of Guthix. And just gotta bring them all up. Come on. You got this, Lily. Click on the buttons. Alright. Pretty easy one to figure out. Feels really nice when you get them all on the right first try. Alright. Just one more to go. This is technically near Gutenoth. but it's technically, but the closest like teleport lodestone is Yanil. I think that's good enough. Pretty sure it's good enough. Because Oglong, or Uglong, the O1 is south of E, further south. And I want to build a statue of General Grador for the glory of the big high war god. Runescape has a nice balance of like serious lore and like just fun, kind of silly stuff and things in between. Because on one hand you have like a lot of like very serious plots about like the Mahajarat and the gods and such, and then you have the Cold War series, which is about communist penguins. I love the Cold War series so much. And we can pray to the statue of the Big High War God. Oh, and that gave us 82 construction. So we can now build mahogany armor cases, lesser magic cages, baby light dragons, and marble staircases. Cool. Construction's a skill that lets you like build your own house and stuff. Although they said saying they're going to be overhauling that for ages, but it's probably still a whiles off. Alright, the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to check on my port. It's kind of like a little mini-game like thing where it's like resource management. You send ships out to... Oh, did I actually pray at that? No, I didn't pray at the last one that appears either, which was... I want to say... Bertha. So, double check. I can see in the chat log that it didn't do that. I want my experience. And then we'll go to import and figure out what we want to do. Berthope is all about the city, about this conflict between the people of northern Asgardia, their kind from the trolls of Trollheim. In an update that like kind of like changes to like another tutorial-ish area, it kind of got merged with Taverley, this is kind of it, which was a druid city the druids are devoted to Guthix, the god of nature and balance. And now I want to go to Port Sarum. Nice little port and trading town. Adjusting my legs, trying to make sure my bed doesn't creak too much. Alright. My lowest skills right now are thieving and hunter. Not because they're slow, but because I just haven't gotten around to them, and they're not super useful. But I'll get around to that. So, here's my port. You can upgrade like all the buildings and stuff. Oh, gotta talk to Meg. Meg is this explorer who asks you for advice and she goes on adventures. I don't think you can actually see my chat log right here. It went really well. Got an engineering lamp. So I've been wanting to work on my fletching stills, but I can't get enough feathers. Actually, let's move you up here so people can actually see. Shopsmen sell to me after nasty incident. Arbridge competition. Who's the wind? I'm sure of it. It's asking how to catch birds. Yeah, set up several traps and be patient. And she wants to help on being stealthy. Yeah, stay in shadows. To bind an elemental to serve me. Yeah, don't try it. Don't go leave it to the wizard tower. Alright, and she'll go off and probably get herself eaten. Alright, so I have a bunch of ships I've just returned, and I'm gonna get the results back. I'm working on the current region I'm in. As you progress, you get to unlock more and more regions. I'm still not the last region, but I'm the second last one. But its main trading resource is terracotta. Alright, and I'm not gonna fuss around with these too much. Okay, you are are set up for top and bottom. Alright. So typically I have a morale. There's 3 stats that affect your ability to go on missions. It's morale, combat, and seafaring, and different missions require different stats. I usually have a dedicated morale, combat, and seafaring, and then kind of like a hybrid ship. That's a good seafaring mission. So done. And depending on how much of the requirement you meet, that determines your success rate. Setting you on there, 76%. I try to go for, I'll send anything on like a 75% chance or higher. You get so many rerolls a day. But we got lucky. And our ships are going out on their mission. Alright, next up I think I want to check in on my kingdom. You can get through a quest to become the regent of a small island kingdom, and you can have them work for you and get you resources and stuff, which is actually super important in Hardcore Iron Man, where you can't just buy it from other players. So if I need logs, I need logs. I can get logs from them and things like that. It's one thing that's nice about Hardcore Iron Man is where in normal mode, essentially you just look at a calculator on the wiki and you figure out what is the most valuable of the resources. But with I'm taking a ferry ring here, which is a transportation network. You can what was I talking about? Ferrying thing. Oh, but normally you just look at what's the most expensive, whereas in Hardcore Iron Man, you actually have to look about what do I need? Do I need more coal, or do I need seeds, or do I need herbs or logs and stuff? So you have to give them money to help upkeep, and they'll give you stuff, but it's almost always worth it. And you have an approval rating. Essentially, you just help out every so often. My approval rating is pretty low, but we'll work that up by just chopping some trees. And this is one of the nice things about Runescape is it is very it's Halloween little pumpkins and stumps. It's very relaxed pace. It's a lot of these skills you just kind of take at your leisure. Obviously there's things like bossing and stuff that you get to be a bit more active about it in certain slayer tasks, but a lot of it is just taking it slow. You don't have to do it. I often will leave this running while drawing or working on some other project. If I had a better computer, I'd do it while editing, but I can't run my editor and play the game at the same time, unfortunately. I'll be able to, at one point, I'll be able to afford a new computer. But my first priority is a new mic and camera. Get my front end sorted out before I work on my back end. Yeah. You can see up in the now where I'm missing, there's a little approval rating up there. And we're just slowly just gotta bring it up. I guess I can look at my character a bit more. Not very much. Because I'm on a permadeath character, I'm almost always carry because I'm paranoid about a signet, a ring of life, which if I get to 25% or less life, it will teleport me home. So obviously if I go from above 25% to dead, it doesn't help, which is why I'm also wearing a sign of life, which if I take lethal damage, it'll heal me 25% of my health. So usually it'll be your ring of life fires, sign of life will activate, or your sign of life, you would die, sign of life activates, ring of life activates, you're out safe. Granted, I can't use better combat rings and stuff, but better safe than sorry. These things happen, even if I'm paying attention, or sometimes I'll run into or click on a stairwell down to a bunch of dragons that I don't mean to, or I'm not paying attention while doing a slayer task, and I run out of anti-fire potion and then I get burnt to a crisp, or there's lots of things that can happen. but it's just nice to have. Or I disconnect while slaying or things like that because it happens. In Hardcore Iron Man at 1k and 2.3k, you can buy extra lives with the justification of like, not all deaths are your fault. Like, often it is just because you ended up dying at some point due to disconnecting or things like that. And you get a little bit of leeway, but that's only 3 lives you can get. I have not used any of mine yet, so I have all 3 lives, and I'm past 23.3k, so I have all 3 available to me. Up to 65% done. Think about what else I want to get done before heading out. So I have my kingdom. I could check what daily challenges I have. Every day you get a challenge, which are these little things. Slider assignment. I'll probably do that on my own time since that's a bit more involved. What's my task right now? Corrupted creatures. I can do that. Visible ceremony of sorts. I probably won't do that because those are hard to do with Hardcore Iron Man if I don't actually have the resources. I have to check my stashes from mining. Not mining. Unfortunately not mining, but Slayer. Magic short bows I can do because I have enough magic logs. And mahogany fancy dress boxes I should be able to do. I should have enough logs for those. Essentially when you do them, you get compensated for some of the materials you use, and you get an extra bonus of XP, so they're not always worth doing, especially in Hardcore Iron Man, because often it can be a more work than it's worth. I spy a penguin. There's these penguins that like go around. It's part of the Cold War series. It's a D&D called Penguin Hide and Seek. I think that's what it's called, or we can call that. But essentially there's all these like penguin spies around the world that you have to find, and when you find them you get points that you can trade for XP with this conspiracy theorist zookeeper who knows what these penguins are up to. Oh, it's a blast. Oh, so just chopping up here up to 79%. Just nice and relaxed pace. Like time to draw and do other things. I was working on wood cutting a bit more because I want to get a thing that might be my next 99 just because it's like nice and easy and relaxed. I was able to get a crystal hatchet before I took my break. Well, I was able to get a dragon hatchet drock from Dagonoth Kings, and then I was able to upgrade it to crystal hatchet, so I now have that. I need to do more dungeoneering because there's a lot of rewards from dungeoneering that I want to grab. There's lots of stuff to do. What is there nowadays? There's 24 skill? No. 26 skills, I believe. Yeah, 5 times 3 is... no, 9 times 3. 9 times 3 is 20. 27. I can do math. So yeah, no, there's 27 skills, and I need to level all of them. Well, not 4 of them. Well, I guess Slayer still need a level, since it's now goes up to 120 and not just 99. But yeah, my untrimmed Slayer cape. The first 99 you get, or at least when you have if you have 199 and no other 99s, you get an untrimmed version of the cape, which doesn't have like a second color on it. Nowadays you can actually just like you can keepsake an item, which is you can save it as a skin that you can wardrobe over it, and that's what I did for this. So back in the old days, you would lose it as soon as you got another 99, but this lets me get more 99s without that. Some of them were a bit like prestigious. Like Slayer isn't as prestigious anymore since an update called Evolution of Combat years ago, which changed a lot about how combat worked and things like that. But before Evolution of Combat, it was a very prestigious cape. I mean, it's still pretty rare and prestigious, but it's nice. It's like all black. No, it isn't. I'm not wearing the right version. I'm wearing the trim version. Did my override stop? Okay, yeah, no. For some reason, it switched the version it was using. Huh. My override must have stopped at some point. Well, here's the actual version that is untrimmed. Because it was hard before, because you would get Slayer XP slower than you would get HP XP, because it was for every point of damage you did. Assuming you're doing a Slayer task, you'd get 1.33 repeating hit points HP, but only 1 Slayer XP, so you had to do weird stuff to make it right. But nowadays there's things with better ratios and such. I'm not actually going to collect my resources now. You can let them accrue and actually choose what you want after the fact. But I am just going to deposit some more money into my coffers. There's just another quest you can do to unlock more workers, but I have not done that yet. Alright, now that that is all done, I'm going to go farm what's another thing I do? I guess I can look at my minigames. Ooh, giant oyster. That's one thing we can do that's nice and easy. If we go down to the fairy ring that's out here, I'm going to go down the stairs. You can collect from this giant oyster from one of the quests. It's beneath Cursed Tides, which is one of the classic things was the tutorial island, which was like for years and years and years. The early game was like the place where you went through the tutorial. It's just very iconic. But they switched up the tutorial, and then in one update when they redid the Wizard Tower, it got removed from the game because it wasn't being used. But then they added in this quest, which essentially created, this is in Mishtlin. Where are you? There you are. Mishtlin. D-I-S. I don't remember all the codes. For this quest, which was all about like going under the waves and finding like the sunken tutorial island and figuring out what happened to it. It was really cool. But then there's a thing you can do every month that lets you visit and get a little reward. We'll dive here at Wizard Myrtle. As we go different thing. So there's a giant oyster you can check, and it'll give you the equivalent of a hard clue scroll. And we got nothing interesting. Every clue scroll you get one treasure unique thing. Clue scrolls are these like scavenger hunt like things, but teleports are one of the most boring exclusive items. It's not like unique armor skins and stuff you can get. Now we just need to feed the oyster again. That'll be right next month. We can do that by gathering tasty looking seaweed, which will give us actually a fair amount of farming XP, and then fish for some fishing XP. Although I don't really need fishing XP, I know fishing. No. Excuse me. And we will keep fishing here. Alright, got some delicious seaweed. Now we need to get some kelp. I think, or something else. But like, I'm getting like 7,000. This gives a lot of fishing XP. Although fishing XP isn't particularly hard to get. For skills that don't go above 99, you can still get the virtual level to go above 99, which is if you can get like a virtual level 120, you can get like a special cape and stuff, and which is like the master version of the skill cape. So that's cool. So there's like reason to train a bug 99 even if it isn't mechanical. But I'd rather get more mechanical benefits than non-mechanical right now. It's like when I can like still AFK woodcut, I might as well AFK woodcut. And we got some sea cucumber. That's what it is. And we will feed the oyster. And it'll do that. Alright, what else can we do? Probably have time for one more activity. Let's do something combat related. Let's do troll invasion. We're back in Borthwick, which I talked about, which is this place where there's conflict between the humans and the trolls. And this is you going and fighting a bunch of trolls. So, let's get in there. And you get a fair amount of XP and the skill of your choice, which will probably be, for me, Herblore, because I'm struggling on Herblore. It's recommended to go Herblore first. This is my bank. It's relatively organized right now. I probably should go through it. This last one is just like random loot and stuff that hasn't really been sorted. I'll sort it later. The first tab is also just like a drop point. I have lots of clue scrolls. I've been waiting for the clue scroll rework because I've been too lazy. Alright, let's just deposit all our gear and get a setup. I could go with the super good armor, but I don't need it for this. Because that degrades over time, and might as well save it. We'll take Vampirism though. Amulet of Glory. Unfortunately, a Slayer helm is the best helm I have at the moment, even if I'm not on a Slayer task. I'm really bad at figuring out everything I need to grab for these things. Let's load everything up. I have cosmetic override, so it doesn't actually like show up as like being seen on all the stuff. And gloves and boots. I guess I could have gone there to check. Alright, that looks good. And then let us just grab a super magic potion, super defense potion. It's overkill, but yeah. And some food. And let's go kill some guys. I want to start fighting. I have it on hard mode enabled, which essentially does a bunch of waves at once. I did not bring runes. I'm real dumb. I messed that up. I don't think I can re-enter. I may have just lost that for a moment. Yeah, I got a reward book I cannot return. Oh no. Well, I just lost like 18,000 experience. Well, that's a bummer. So that happened. Oh, I was expecting that to take more time. Well, I thought this might be an interesting, just me, kind of meandering about fixing up some stuff that I haven't done since I've been away. There's still like some cleanup work I do. I need to work through my challenges and things like that. But just let me know if you want to be interested in seeing more RuneScape content. I definitely want to do some lore videos and things like that. Probably not going to do anything that's like more Let's Play, because RuneScape is played at a pace which does not transition well into a video form. Although I might stream it in the future if people would be interested. Well, I hope you enjoyed this random video, and I hope to see you around soon. Alright. Hope you have a good night. Alright. Sweet dreams.